Top Shelf.
Hello and welcome to Top Shelf Board Games. I'm Hubba.
I'm Sabrina.
And today we're reviewing Onitama. Onitama is an abstract strategy game that is similar to elements of chess and elements of Jarl or the Duke. Players are each given 2 cards that represent the 2 movements that they have available to use on their turn. Any of the pieces that they have in front of them can use one of those movements. And the pieces move much like Jarl. That shows you the spaces that piece can move to. You can jump over pieces, you can move through pieces, and capture pieces if you move into the space with your opponent. Once you use one of those movements, you'll then flip it 180 degrees facing your opponent, and your opponent will then get that card after he takes his next turn. So you'll be using movements, and then your opponent will be able to use those movements, and the cards will cycle around like that.
And there's 5 cards, so you only play with the 5 cards the whole time.
Yeah, there's many more cards available that you can switch in and out of in between games. So you'll always have different combinations and different ways of playing the game, which makes it really cool. The components are the theme is you're a master with your students in a dojo going up against a master and his students. You win the game by either getting your master into your opponent's temple or dojo, and or defeating your opponent's master, capturing him. Having these 2 ways to win is actually a really interesting part of Onitama. And it's something that you have to keep in mind when playing this game. When you play games like chess, your object is just to capture the king. So when you play against somebody, for instance, I played this a ton with my dad over the weekend up at the campground. It's portable as travel. We played it on a cooler lid. And he plays a lot of chess and doesn't play many other games, chess, Risk, things like that. Really likes chess, so I introduced him to this game thinking he would like this one. He enjoyed Jarl quite a bit. And he got into the mindset of chess. I got to capture the opponent's master. And so he sat there and followed me around trying to capture me, and I kept eluding him. And before he knew it, my master was inside of his dojo and I won the game. He had just totally forgotten that there was another way to win the game aside from just capturing your opponent. So it makes it to where there's a lot of give and take to the game.
Well, because of the cards and there's only certain movements, you have to kind of try to switch up. Like, can I get my person to the temple, or should I take the master? So there's certain ways, and so that's why you have to remember the 2 ways, because you are limited to what you can do because of your cards. So.
Yeah, you don't want to. You can rush all your dudes out into the board and try to get to the other side, but as you move across the board, you free up your side of the board. So if your opponent's able to sneak past with his master, it can be difficult to go backwards and track down your opponent's master. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to push forward while at the same time keeping your opponent from pushing too far into your area as well.
From keeping him from your temple. Mm-hmm.
Some cards are quite a bit more powerful than other cards as far as the movements. The dragon, for instance, is a really powerful movement card. Granted, it's called a dragon, so it should be, right? The dragon card, some of those more powerful cards, sometimes you'll hang on to them and do what you can do with the other card cycling around.
Well, you have to think ahead. So You're looking at your cards, but you're also looking at your opponent's cards to see what they can move. Because you don't want to move your person into it. Right. So you can see where they can move their cards, or what card you want to give them, because you don't want to give them a card that's going to kill your person. Right. So there's a lot of thinking ahead in this game that I really do like. Yeah. I like that part, that you have to constantly, because I'm always doing that anyways, but you're constantly thinking ahead, moving at the cards, what cards you're going to get, what cards you want. So
yeah, in chess, you're doing that a lot as well. But in chess, this piece does this, this piece does that. And this one, it's always different because the cards are changing. When I first started playing it, I felt like it was going to be maybe too chaotic as far as what's going on. Like, I wouldn't be able to see those subtle movements because I wouldn't know I wouldn't see all the movements because of my opponent's cards being on his side of the board. But it actually It actually works really well. You can see it. You can see those subtle movements that you see in like a game of chess.
Maybe once in a while you'll kind of be like, oh, I forgot that part.
Yeah.
I mean, but that happens anyways on anything, but...
And it's not hard to see, the movements that are available.
Well, the cards are really clear to read.
Yep.
I like how they, it has the black as your person that you can move into, and then the color to what to go to.
Yeah, and they're big cards. They're, like you said, they're easy to read.
I like the box. It has a metal magnet in it, so it clicks really well and it stays together. So just because of the way it's shaped, and obviously you can see, but it's shaped kind of different, but it doesn't unfold because of the metal or the magnet it has in it.
Yeah, the components are really good. It's got a mouse pad mat for the game board, and then the cards are a thick, big, card. The artwork's really cool. One of the things I really like is on each of the cards, it's labeled crab or it's labeled dragon, representing the movements. But at the bottom of the card, it has words of wisdom, that come from, kind of an Asian background. And so you get those unique, what's the word I'm looking for? Like those unique, fortune cookie type sayings at the bottom of those cards. But it relates to the rabbit. It's a saying about the rabbit, or it's a saying about, a water and fire and, and tactics on fighting. But coming from that Asian background, that matches up with the theme of the game really well, and it adds kind of a cool element when your opponent's sitting there thinking. You can read those cards, and it's kind of cool to think about those sayings. Some of them, have that deep kind of wisdom to them. So I really like that about this part of the game. It doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay. I just really enjoyed it.
I never noticed.
Yeah.
So you must have to read the cards because I'm taking too long. But the part I do like about this, I thought I was going to be overwhelmed, but because I only have two choices, it flowed better for me.
This is one of those games that plays very quickly, and because of this, you won't sit down and play just one game of Onitama. When you sit down and play it and the game ends pretty quickly, you immediately go, we got to play another game. And we got to play another game. And we got to play another game. This happened with my dad this past, when we were playing this past weekend. We ended up playing for almost 2 hours straight. Just one game after the other, switching the cards out. And, just that, you beat me, I got to beat you. I was so close, I can get you this next time. Final thoughts, anything else?
No, I really liked this game.
Yep, it's really good. Highly recommend this game. If you don't have this in your collection, you need to get it. It's a great, great game. It's top shelf for me, for sure. So, if you like this, click subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Twitter. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.